Hello everyone, I hope you are all doing well. So friends, today we will discuss introductory lecture of law of torts. So tort was derived from the Latin word tortum and which means twist. So twists includes those acts which are not straight or lawful but are crooked or twisted. So now we can say twist means those acts which are not straight or not lawful but are crooked or twisted, and it is also comparable to the term wrong in English. Like in English law, it is comparable to the term wrong. So tort is a civil law, and civil law, in the violation of law, in the violation of torts, code will impose you civil liabilities, not a criminal liabilities. And right or to be fixed by law, like in the case of law of torts, right to be fixed by the law. And violation of the torts code would provide you compensation, and law of tort totally based on the precedent. So precedent means in the law of torts, every decisions given by the court, because it is an uncodified law. There is not any statute for the law of torts, so it's a totally uncodified law and based on the precedents. And now we will discuss few definition of law of torts, and this is a very important definition. So first definition is given Limitation Act 1963 and section 2 clause M. So tort means a civil law. So tort means it is a civil law. So friend, I already told you, like a tort is a civil law that is not exclusively a breach of contract or breach of trust. Like tort is a totally civil law, and it is not a breach of tort, breach of contract or breach of trust. Breach of trust. So now we can say it's a totally differ from the, like law of torts totally differ from the contract or law of trust. And further, next definition is given by the Winfield, and this is a very important definition for law, for the competition point of exam. So tortious liability arises from the breach of a duty. Like when tortious liability arises, so tortious liability arises from the breach of duty. Like law fixed any duty on any person. So if that person violated any duty which is fixed by law, like when any person breaches duty, that duty must be fixed by law, then tort arise. So there is mention tortious liabilities arises from the breach of duty, and that duty fixed by the law. Like for the violation of tort, duty must be fixed by the law. This duty is toward person generally, like that duty must be toward person generally, and it breach is redressable by an action for unliquidated damage. Like if any duty fixed by the law, and if any person breach that duty, then court will provide you remedy, and that remedy will be unliquidated damage. So who will get remedy? Victim will get remedy, and nature of the remedy will be unliquidated damage. Like damage is two type, and in law of contract section 73 74, it's a deal with the liquidated damage and unliquidated damage. So in the case of the law of tort, code will you provide only unliquidated damage, but there must be duty fixed by the law, and that duty must be violated by any person. So then victim will get unliquidated damage. So I hope friends, is it clear? This is clear to everyone. And further, now we will discuss essential element of the law of tort. So essential element is a very important topic, friends. So there is two essential elements for the law of torts. So wrongful act or omission, like for the committing tort, there must be uh, wrongful act or omission. And second one is, if any person committed any wrongful act or omission, then that person give legal damage. So there are two essential elements: wrongful act or omission, and second one is legal damage. So wrongful act or omission, the first essential ingredient in the constituting a tort is that a person must have committed a wrongful act or omission. That is, he must have done some act which he was not expected to do, or he must have omitted to do something which he was supposed to do. Like if any person commits those acts which was wrong, and also which was not expected to do, okay, and if law expected from any person to do but he didn't to do, okay, like if any duty imposed by law, then person not performing that act, okay, like if any duty imposed by law on any person and then that person not performing duty, so this is omission. This is also law of tort, okay. And wrongful act means like you are breaching or you are breaching any wrongful act or duty which is prohibited by the law. So this is a first essential element. Second one is legal damage. So legal damage is a very important essential next essential element. So here is mentioned, if any person breach duty or committed wrongful act or omission. So breach duty and wrongful act both are same word. So if any person breach duty which is fixed by law or committed wrongful act against those duty which is fixed by law or committed omission, so court there will provide you remedy. So who will get remedy? So remedy will get victim. So I hope everyone is getting everything, and if you have any doubts you can ask freely. So next, so there is a very important maxim, and those maxim is injurious and damnum. And injurious and damnum is a very important maxim to understand exactly what is the law of torts. So injurious and damnum means infringement or violation of legal private right of a person, even if there is no actual loss or damage. Like for the committed of law of torts, there must be violation of legal right, and in the consequences of violation of legal right, actual loss or damage is not necessary. Like if any person violated legal right of any other person, so there is not need actual loss or damage. Like without actual loss or damage, tort can be done, but there must be violation of legal right, okay. So there is three essential point of the injurious and damnum. First one is infringement of legal right of person. Second one is actual loss or damage is not required to prove, and second one is this is actionable per se. Like if any right to violated by if any legal right violated by any person, so it is a actionable per se. So there is one very important case, and now we will discuss this case. So this case is SP versus White. So in this case, the plaintiff was a qualified voter at a parliament election. Like one was a plaintiff and he was qualified voter at a parliament elections, but defendant a returning officer, like there was defendant a returning officer and wrongfully refused to take plaintiff vote. Like when defendant was a returning officer, so he wrongfully refused to take plaintiff vote. No loss was suffered by such refusal. Like in this case, victim no loss suffered. Like victim no loss was suffered in this case, but he right to vote, like he was right to vote, therefore he filed suit against that returning officer. And in this case justice was lord hold. So the lord hold decided, like if any person has right to vote, so he will give vote, either he suffered any loss for vote or not, it's a different thing. But if law given right to any person for giving vote, so no one can refuse wrongfully to giving vote to any person. So in this case finally SP get to compensation, SP get compensation from that returning officials. So next very important case, next very important maxim is a damnum sine injuria. So damnum sine injuria, it just opposite to the injuria sine damnum, and this is a very famous maxim in law of torts. So first thing you have to remember, damnum sine injuria is opposite to the maxim injuria sine damnum. So damnum sine injuria means an actual and substantial loss without infringement any legal right. Like in the case of injuria sine damnum, violation of legal right is must. Okay, but damnum sine injuria, in the case of damnum sine injuria, no one is violated your legal right. Like anyone violated your right, but that right was not a legal right. So if anyone not violated your legal right, and you also anyone not violated your legal right but you suffered loss or actual damage, then also you cannot file suit for that loss or that suffer against that person, because you didn't suffer any, anyone didn't violated your legal right. Like according to law of torts, you can file suit only your violation of legal right, and if you violated your only right, so you cannot file suit for that case. So damnum sine injuria, it's totally based on the violation of right, not a legal right. But injuria sine damnum is based on violation of legal right, and damnum sine injuria is based on violation of right only. So in the case of violation of right and you suffered loss or damage, so you cannot file any suit. Like either you suffer or not suffer any loss or damage, in the case of damnum sine injuria, you cannot file a suit, because in the case of damnum sine injuria, you have not any legal right. You have right, but that right is not recognized by law. Okay, so that's why you are not able to get any damage in the case of damnum sine injuria. So there is very important and famous case, so we will discuss this case, Gloucester Grammar School case. This is very important case. So the in this case, the defendant, schoolmaster, set up a rival school to that of the plaintiff. Because of the competition, the plaintiff had to reduce their fees. Hell, the plaintiff had no remedy for the loss suffered by them, and Justice Hanker, Justice Hanker said, damnum may be obscure injuria as if I have a mill and my neighbor build another mill, whereby the profit of any mill is diminished. But if a miller disturb the water from the going to my mill or does any nuisance of like sort, I shall have such action as the law gives. But according to this case, we can say, like in this case, one person has already opened any school, and for the competition purpose another person also open school, and he reduce fees. So first person getting loss for getting loss due to opening another school. Okay, but who getting loss, but he who getting loss has didn't right to file any suit, because everyone has right to open a school. Okay, but if second person open any school, and as well as if that person doing any nuisance or any different wrongful activity, then victim has right to file suit. But in this case, no one has right to file suit, because it's totally based on the damnum sine injuria. So I hope, friend, everything is clear for everyone. But you have any doubt or questions, you can ask. Okay, so you have no doubt. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much.